agendas and the like. So with that, I'll turn it over to Mike Miller. The first area that I'd like you to talk about in general is just really the unprecedented budget dilemma that we face. You all have been in politics a long time. Is this unprecedented? Have you seen anything like this before in your career? And where do you see the solutions to this crisis? Yep, sure.
First of all, let me welcome the board and so many participants. Al, good to see you. Al did a great job with trying to get Democrats to the middle, which is kind of where they need to be in order to hold on to seats. This last election was a debacle for Democrats nationwide. Obviously, we lost the House of Representatives, a good many fine U.S. senators, and states that Democrats should not have lost: Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan, Iowa, Wisconsin, and over 700 legislators. 700 legislators. States that, North Carolina, the House and the Senate, Wisconsin, Alabama, House and Senate. I mean, 700 legislators nationwide. So the politics of the nation are going to change dramatically, including reapportionment. These new legislators and new governors are going to be drawing the lines for the Congress for years to come. Why was Maryland different? Why did Governor O'Malley win by twice the number that he won 4 years ago? Why in the Senate did we hold on to every single Democratic seat, including 9 Senate seats where the governor lost very bad, but the state senators won? And the reason is this: is we dealt with the problem early. Before the recession, before the recession got in high gear in 2007, we came together and adopted a plan. We started cutting the budget. We started downsizing government. We increased the sales tax, passed the video lottery terminals, and cut the budget. So as a consequence, we were better prepared than our sister states. And when we went to the polls, the people in Maryland liked the fact that we continued to invest in public education every year. We continued to deal with public safety, getting tough on gangs, getting tough on sexual predators, and preserving and protecting the environment, clean air, clean cars, green houses. They liked the agenda that Democrats had put forward. And so when they came to the polls, they held on the status quo in the state of Maryland. And we didn't have to make the kind of tough decisions that other states were making. In states like Florida, they raised tuition by 32% at the colleges. We cut ours from the sixth most expensive down to the 26th. In terms of our state income, we were one of 5 states over the past 10 years that actually increased income. We're very fortunate where our state is located. The other 4 states that in the past 10 years increased income were only able to do so because of natural resources. Louisiana, Alaska, Wyoming, and North Dakota. Our average income in the state of Maryland is $70,000 a year. The average income in the United States is $50,000 a year. We're very blessed by where our state is located because we have the advantage of the federal government. We're also advantage because we have a great educational workforce, so they're prepared to deal with biotechnology, telecommunications, aerospace, defense, as contrasted to many of our sister states, which are still in manufacturing. Well, we've given up jobs at Bethlehem Steel. We've given up jobs in manufacturing raincoats and Sweetheart cups and things of that nature. Now the state of Maryland's a high-tech industry. So we are in a better position than most of our sister states. Does that mean we're out of the woods? No. We have a $1.5 billion deficit. It consists mostly of K through 12, Medicaid, and the pension system. We have to address some of those issues. The governor did. He submitted a very, what I would call a moderate budget, in the sense that he cut Medicaid by $300 million. He cut K through 12, and he punted on pensions. Next year, we're going to have to look at that issue very closely, because in 2 more years, our pension system that we pay for our state teachers is more than all we pay for higher education. It's an unfunded source. It has no revenue for it whatsoever. It'll be $1.3 billion. The governor tweaked it a little bit this year, so he's going to make it better before he gets to the issue of perhaps transferring it to the counties. We're the only state in the union, besides one other, that picks up the pension costs for our teachers. We're the only state in the union that gives our counties the piggyback tax, the only state in the union. That's the reason they consider Maryland a high tax state, is because we give the counties a piggyback tax so that they don't have to raise high property taxes. For example, Montgomery County gets $1 billion a year of state revenues. Calvert County gets $60 million. Prince George probably $3 or $4 million, as does Baltimore City. So our state is well positioned to deal with this. We've had tough times before, the 70s, the 80s, early 90s, but nothing like this. This is a worldwide recession. We're going to come out of it well, and I'm confident that the governor's numbers are higher now than they ever have been before. The public sees the governor leading and coming together with the House and the Senate and moving the state forward. When President Clinton was in office following '94, he had to work with the Republican legislature. And when they found him and Newt Gingrich working together, developing policy, both Clinton's numbers rose and the legislature, for the Congress's numbers rose. I see a similar thing happening here in the state of Maryland. We have two fine Republican leaders. The Speaker and I get along fine together, and I believe that this year is going to be a great session working together. And the governor's proposed reducing the deficit by 1/3. We've asked him to continue to cut the deficit by 1/3 for the next 2 years. And when he leaves office, he's going to leave it in sound fiscal condition. Thank you very much. Privilege and honor to be here.
Thank you, Mike. Senator Griffin.